Hey there, friends. I'm sitting outside the church building this morning. The sun is shining. It's a happy, sad time for me because it's spring. Happy because the sun is shining. I'm able to be outside like this, but sad because I never quite know what my allergies will do. And this morning I forgot to take my allergy pill. Thankfully, so far, I'm doing okay, although my voice continues to be a little bit strange. I've talked with many of you over this last while. I've talked with different friends, different family, and we've been thinking through, what is God doing during this time of COVID-19? I think the general consensus is, of course, that God is always at work, that He's doing something. We just might not be sure exactly what it is. As a church over these last few years, we've been talking together about what it means to be the church, to engage in the mission that God has given to us. And my thought is that this time of social isolation, of quarantine, is God's opportunity to wake us up a little bit. This morning, as I was studying my Bible, as I was thinking through my prayer time and taking time to pray for you and for other things going on, God brought to mind the story from Ezekiel chapter 37. You might know some of this story. God gives Ezekiel this vision, and He says, go and prophesy to these dry bones. And there's this valley filled with dry bones, dead bones, of course. And Ezekiel prophesies to the bones, and as he does this, the vision shows the bones coming back together, and ligaments and muscle and tissue all joining together, and suddenly there's this mighty army that has been raised up. And I wonder if God is using this time of COVID-19 to reawaken us. I don't believe that God is the cause of this virus or this pandemic, but I do believe that God works in all things for the good of those who He has called, for those who love Him. And I wonder if He's using this to wake us up as a church, both as us at Zion and the church around the world, to remind us that it's about Him. It's about honoring Jesus, to call us back to the basics of what we are to be doing. And we do all sorts of things, don't we? We do our Sunday morning services, and we do our small groups, and we encourage each other to be serving in our communities. And yet I'm reminded that throughout the history of the church, there was a few main things that followers of Jesus were called to do. They were called to study the Word. They were called to pray, and they were called to spend meals together and to serve the least of these. Well, we've got time right now to be studying the Bible. We've got time right now to be praying. We can't have meals together. We maybe are limited in how we can care for others. But I pray that this would reawaken us in terms of what our priorities should be. That maybe dry bones would come back to life. That we would be a mighty army serving a mighty God. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. I hope you're finding ways to stay connected and finding ways to be serving our awesome Lord Jesus.